part 2, as promised following Burden. And as some of you might remember, the very recent first step for me into the As I Lay Dying world. And I freaking loved it. Every second of that song is a beautiful fanfare to a world that has awaited us for some time, at least in the list that I have for considerations for the future. I've known the name As I Lay Dying, but I've always been intending to dig into their catalog, but Burden, thanks to the Napalm Records association with that song, fast-tracked it, and the good word of mouth that came in a company from other commentators on the song and other fans, I'm assuming, of As I Lay Dying, or maybe new listeners like myself. That was quite an adventure of a number to listen to. I loved every second, as I said, in the narrative, piercing, but the instrumentals, the vocals, both clean and unclean, the clean really got me. It was quite an atmospheric and transfixing rock piece, and for a metalhead like me of many years, it is in perfect fellowship with my interests, and I cannot wait to listen to more. And in fact, as I told you, it is my intention to dig further back into their catalog beyond the more recent releases. And at this present moment, I'm still awaiting a couple of developments to lean us more explicitly into that direction, but let's just say I have made serious headway in the collection phase. As many of you know, any works that I consider I pre-acquire in order to support the artists, and I'm probably about halfway through collection of their catalog. Now, what I told you, at least at the present time, at this point, I've collected everything that I had originally laid out, but maybe I've expanded consideration to perhaps their wider discography, let's say. So, developments are quickly shaping. I don't know what the day will be that we start digging into their catalog, but we will soon. I cannot wait to do that. But for now, new pieces, and the follow-up to Burden with The Cave We Fear to Enter. I love the name. I've lightly previewed at least the first couple of lyrics, and it already sounds interesting to me. I'm sure score will match. I really can't wait to hear it, though. Burden was such a beautiful first step. Let's continue the journey forward with more. And more following this at some later date, but I cannot wait to set a deeper foot into the As I Lay Dying world and make myself more of a fan. And maybe alongside some of you, we're taking similar journeys. Maybe you had not heard of As I Lay, or maybe you heard of As I Lay Dying before. Again, quite a potent name, but maybe you'd never dig further, and Burden was your first step. Or maybe some of you are longtime As I Lay Dying fans. However you approach, I want you to feel welcome as we enjoy great music together. And I can say, just in presumption of As I Lay Dying, this is going to be another solid hit. I have no doubt. And narratively, I'm sure it'll pierce just as well as Burden did. Okay, more of a melodic entrance. I'm wondering if this is going to go more like power ballad direction. Let's see. Nah, maybe not. Getting a harder riff influence coming in, so I'm seeing it, yeah. So here we go again with the beautiful clean vocals. And there's something about the space in these verses with the instrumentals that just... The riffs are paced specifically. But I love those lighter pause moments. Just a gripping medley here between instrumental and clean. It's beautiful. I'm wondering where the chorus is placed, though. Because I could see an argument for this section, but this is when I originally registered first. Wow, it's beautiful. I love the narrative. So dramatic. Damn. I like that end line on that last verse. Or last 3 lines. Perfectly hits. Glowing clean vocals on this one. It really does take my attention. It's just beautiful to aid the script. Even amidst the force of a number, there's this peaceful levity. I think it comes through because of the key choice and the clean influence. Sick. Oh man, I love it. I like how long they sustain that too. I think it's beautiful the line drags on for so long. I was hoping it would be cat back to the original key. I love how realistic the song is, and I'm sure it's all going to touch us in very specific ways, but it has a unity to it. I think in the response we'll have that it is such a superficially empowering piece. I love it. Oh man, I think Burden was great, and that's at least on the introduction. You know, maybe I was stretching things saying power ballad. I don't know, again, the extremes that As I Lay Dying plays around with in terms of their discography. As we go through it, that'll better evidence that for my eyes. But for now, it began with a much softer origin, so it makes you at least think in temptation. And metal can vary in a whole bunch of different directions. So I'm like, I would allow anything. And I think the clean influence on the vocals, I forget the guy's name at the moment. I had it pulled up last time. I did know a quick reference at this moment, but it just, it's beautiful. And I know he's, I forget if he came on the last album or this one, but I think he's a great aid to the group. I love how he's meshed with the instrumental tone. The key choice is perfect. As I said, there's a bit of a peacefulness to this, a bliss that aids well with the script, but it's meshed perfectly with the vocal influence on the clean. And the reaches, especially on that last, second to last verse, on, I think it's Down. I just love it. And I think it's a higher C that they're hitting. It's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful score. And again, its narrative realism is just beautiful. I mean, I considered, again, the origin of when I first started looking at this song, even again, just on a light perusing. Our secrets are what make us lonely when no one else knows the weight we carry. This actually follows well in Spirit of Burden. I don't know if this is sort of meant to actualize, or more so specify what the burden is. That could easily justify the part 2 nature to it. And I'll have to go back again and see if the visualizers connect, but I love the color palette. It's a beautiful visualizer too in terms of the display. And I know it's mostly a band performance of a light story, but it's perfectly engaging. I love this song. All I see and all I know is pain. Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, it's tragic and sad, but doesn't that speak to many of us, especially within the metal sphere, or just in the world today in general? Again, this is what I love about metal music, that it is so evidently raw. It's why I've welcomed it so much over the course of my life, over many years of what nurtured me into becoming the metalhead I am now, is songs like this. And it's warranted, of course, to put this right alongside many of the other favorites I've carried over the years that have boldly spoken to the emotional travesties that we oftentimes weather in our lives, however that's specified and manifested. And I have to, of course, acknowledge the spirit of extraction that this song has, and how the narrative pulls you out of whatever rut you're stuck in, or that you're just looking back on in review. For example, who can show the path from shame to make you believe you're not to blame? Love that line. It perfectly speaks to me. And the hells that I've lived through. Oh, it's a perfect simplified statement there. And that's, oh my gosh, yeah, the cave we fear to enter. It hits, and I'm sure the evident bond that I feel with the song is just going to enhance itself over time the more I listen to it, and that is very much going to be my experience. I love the tone of it. It's a bit of a shift from Burden. There's enough here to, again, justify it as a metal number because, again, of the heavier riffs. I love the pacing, by the way, in the bridge. It's beautiful. I love the variants. Though, again, it's centrally more in the softer direction. I don't think, maybe a step up from power ballad, but the choruses really do drift the number that way with more of an enhanced riff foundation, but I think it's gorgeous. It's a perfect accompaniment to Burden. To every layer, I'll have to better engage with it over time to understand, or to peel away each element to best see that. But based on the lyrical path and similar phrasings that do intersect on interpretation, I already see the reason to call it a part 2. And I think it's such a beautiful follow-up. And another introduction for us for later adventures as we're going to enter together the As I Lay Dying world. And that is going to be fun. Just based on these 2 numbers, and of course, open door for anything new. And I'm sure with them joining Napalm Records, that's an evidentiality we get to look forward to. But for now, what are your thoughts with the cave we fear to enter, and how do you approach an As I Lay Dying fan or a newbie like me, and you're still engaging with this world? But you're looking forward to subsequent adventures that you will take, I have no doubt. This was beautiful. Again, I love the rawness of it, but pair it again with that metal fervor that I experience every single time, and its strictness in shaping its instrumental and vocal presence to best reflect lyrical spirit. I think it's beautiful. It is a wonderful medley to listen to, a very empowering song, that still, of course, demonstrates the various strengths of this group, notably in the unclean vocal territory and the harder energy to it. But, oh man, again, I keep falling back to the clean presence on this. And I forget the guy's name, but the vocals here just really, really take me away. And it's freaking fantastic in how it's molded to the song. It really is a beautiful song. Our second entrance into the As I Lay Dying world. Again, proves itself as a worthy temptation for adventures yet to come. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.